Hey CFNE, it's Coach Heather here, and this time I'm actually in my favorite room in the house. It's Harley Love's bedroom. She definitely has the best sleep situation of everybody here. Okay, I am here to talk to you guys about something I've been personally playing around with, the effects of alcohol in sleep. So I fell, definitely, I will admit to this, and I hate it, but I fell into, when all this started, that like relief drink at 3, 4 o'clock, whatever it was, whenever I finished the 5 hours of homeschooling that I am not amazing at, and I would feel like I deserved a drink. So I'd have my glass of wine is really like 1.5 to 2 glasses of wine, but I would have that like on a nightly basis. And I started seeing that my sleep, I was having a lot of trouble sleeping. I wasn't having trouble falling asleep. I was having trouble staying asleep. And then once I would wake up in the middle of the night, the many times that I would wake up, I would have trouble falling back asleep. So I woke up a lot and I had trouble falling back asleep. So I really was getting very little overall amount of sleep by the end of the night. So what I've come to understand now that I have played around with this a little bit is two things. There's two dangers with alcohol in terms of how it affects your sleep. One is that it gives you the impression that you are sleeping better. And some people actually use it almost as like a sleeping pill or sleeping drug because they think that they fall asleep better. And it's actually, you are getting knocked out essentially, but it's not naturalistic sleep. You are like becoming unconscious, but you're not getting the benefits of sleep that you do when you fall asleep normally. So there's that first one. And the other one is that alcohol is known to be one of the biggest blockers of REM sleep. So REM sleep is that dream-like sleep that we sort of get through non-REM sleep or slow wave sleep, or what's also known as deep sleep. We get through those stages of sleep, and then we fall into REM sleep, and that's when we have these like dreams, and that's where our body actually our brain is able to process stuff that happened during the day without the stress hormones that we have that build up throughout the course of the day. So it has this way of basically when people say like, oh, sleep on it, it's actually what they're saying is like your brain gets to process things in a much more like a clearer state. So you wake up with this like fresher understanding of like what your reaction was to something or how you want to react to something instead of being like stressed out. So your brain can process that stuff in that phase or in that stage of sleeping. So, but when we drink alcohol, alcohol actually does that. It blocks that phase of sleep, and so we don't get the benefits of REM sleep because we're not able to reach those as efficiently as when we are not drinking alcohol. So we may not get any REM sleep, or we at best are getting much less than we normally do if we went to sleep with no alcohol in our system. So what I did, I wasn't having trouble falling asleep each night. It was more that when like I said, I would fall asleep and I would wake up many times and have trouble falling back asleep. And that's what alcohol does to your system. It has this tendency to fragment your sleep a lot more, and then on top of that, like sometimes you don't even know it. They're very short breaks of sleep where you wake up for a split second or two, but it's not that nice even like I was able to sleep all night long. It's more like up, I'm awake, I'm asleep, I'm awake, asleep, awake, asleep, and your body can't recover and can't recharge efficiently when it's doing that. So just know that. So I took some time. I took like a week where I didn't drink any alcohol. I had one day where I had a couple glasses of wine, and that night I did 100% notice that I woke up many times during the night, and then at the end of the night I had some like crazy dreams. And what it does is when you're sleeping, when you're blocking all that REM sleep, and you're not able to get all those dream-like experiences. Your body tries to, when it finally can, later on at night, like much later at night than it does normally, it tries to catch up on all that REM sleep that it missed at the same time as also trying to capitalize on the REM sleep that it's supposed to be getting at that time in your sleep. So all of this like flood and rush of dreams comes like crazy all at one time. And I had crazy dreams. Like we watched The Talented Mr. Ripley, and I had that dream of you know, that terrible dream of them in the boat when he's like killing this guy. I had a dream that I did that, and I woke up like totally exhausted, miserable, stressed out. And I was just tired from not sleeping at all that night. So then I went back off of alcohol for another week, slept like a baby, and I'm gonna test it out this weekend. But you guys give it a shot and see how it goes for you. But just know that alcohol and caffeine, but alcohol and caffeine are two things in your diet that you can really either eliminate or cut back significantly on. If you really can't do it, or if you have a night where you're like, I really just want to, you know, I want to celebrate, I'm going to a wedding, or I'm like, this is a great, like, we're having a party in the backyard, or whatever it is, and you want to do it, try to get in a little bit on the earlier end. Like, I'm not saying get hammered at 9 a.m., but I mean, I am saying that like having a couple drinks at 1, 2, or 3 o'clock is better than having a couple at 8, 9, or 10 o'clock. So the further away the sleep, the better, and obviously the less alcohol, the better. Okay, guys, let's get to sleep and let's stop drinking. Good night.